What up, guys? Carolina Jackpot coming at you May 14th, 2021. Doesn't really feel like May in South Carolina out here. It's kind of unseasonably cool, has been the past couple of days, but that's okay. Things are fixing to heat back up. And you know what else is heating up? College football talk. And we are just a little bit more than 3 months away from the kickoff of the 2021 college football season. Thank God things seem like they're going to be normal this year. I say they seem like they're going to be normal. Don't put a pin in that one yet, but signs are very encouraging. And I got a very encouraging sign today from the governor of the state of North Carolina. I believe his name is Roy Cooper. He lifted the restriction on outdoor crowds in the state of North Carolina, which, guess what, means that the game between the Taters and the Georgia Bulldogs on September 4th, the opening Saturday of the season, in good old Bank of America Stadium, home of the Carolina Panthers, right there smack dab in the middle of downtown Charlotte, North Kakalaka, will have a full house. Place holds about 72,000 asses. I expect every one of those seats to have an ass in it, because this is a huge game. It's a matchup of two top 5 teams. Clemson probably be ranked number 2 or so when the preseason poll actually comes out. I expect Georgia to be ranked anywhere from 4th to 6th. But two really good teams, and I'm looking forward to this one. I can't lie to you. As a Gamecock fan, which, I don't like either school, as you know from the videos that you've seen me make over the years. Got a lot of hatred built up for both of them, probably a little bit more so for the Tater Shits. However, for this game, during this game, Carolina Jackpot will solidly be behind the Clemson Tigers, and that's just a decision that I made back during the winter. Georgia's kind of really pissed me off. They really especially pissed me off when they hired that idiot Will Muschamp to work out of their press box and be a defensive analyst, I'm going to call him, for their team. So he's supposed to coach the coaches. Why in the world would you want someone who is probably the worst coach that has been through the SEC in the past 10 years to coach your coaches? I have no clue. But he's going to study schemes. So basically, I guess the week of the Clemson game, Will Muschamp is going to be pretending to watch film of whoever Georgia plays the next week. So he'll get the game plan for the coaches ready a week ahead of time. So I'm told. I was watching a video, or it's actually the call-in show that our good buddy Uncle Lou did the other night. He was talking about Will Muschamp and that he can take this $30,000. He said it was a $30,000 a year job. Muschamp's making more than that. I mean, he's making 6 figures. I mean, I'm not sure how much it is. I'm sure it's come out, but he could make that until his money he was done getting paid from the University of South Carolina. That's not entirely true. He's been paid off. South Carolina saved themselves a little bit of money. I mean, it was I think around $1 million, maybe a little bit more, because they paid him off in December, and they owe him nothing else. So he's done. I guess they just went with the big lump sum balloon payment for Mr. Muschamp, and he's no longer part of the payroll, which is a good thing. So now he can go get a job wherever he wants to after this year. But anyway, I don't like the fact that they hired that asswipe. I don't like the fact that Gunnar Stockton decommitted from South Carolina and chose to go down there for no damn reason. Kid goes to a loaded quarterback room. He goes to a loaded quarterback room where he's going to have to battle out with another 4-star. God knows who else they're going to bring in on the next recruiting class. So to me, that's not the best situation for him, to come in and make an immediate impact like he could at the University of South Carolina. But you know what? I mean, to each his own. And when we shell your ass in a couple of years, you'll think better of the next time you have a big important decision like that to make. I can promise you that. But Georgia, just looking back at this team, they are just, everybody gives them such a hard time about being underachievers, because it's true. If you look back at this team, and I'm not saying that Georgia has not had success over the past however long Kirby Smart's been there, since 2016. Well, 2016's team was not that great, but 2017, they made the playoffs and a national championship game, and were one play away from winning it. I mean, amazing turnaround in 1 year. 2018 had an unexplainable loss to LSU kind of in the middle of the season, which threw a big monkey wrench in their plans. Didn't make the playoffs. They did win the East, though. 2019 won the East, but right in the middle of the season, lost to a South Carolina team that ended up finishing up 4-8. So that was one of South Carolina's 4 wins. It was Vanderbilt, Kentucky, and Charleston Southern, or something like that. It was just a terrible team. You lost to them at home. So you make the SEC championship game that year too, though. 2020, same story. You don't really have the unexplainable terrible loss in the middle of the season to a crappy team. You lost to Alabama, but then you turn around and you lose to Florida. And they just absolutely destroyed you in the world's largest outdoor cotton pellet. And say, well, it was because we was playing that backup quarterback. Well, guess what? Florida was playing a backup quarterback too. He was a career backup quarterback. Guy hadn't started a football game since he was like the 4th grade, and he went out and destroyed you. I know he'd been starting for a year prior, but still, he's back up. You shouldn't have been able to do anything with him. So there you go, full of excuses. Start with 2018 recruiting class. They were number 1, 7 5-stars. 2019, they was number 2, 5 5-stars. 2020, they were number 1 with 4 4-stars. In this last class, 2021, they were 4th and 4 5-stars. Pretty dang impressive. When you look, I look back, and I think this past cycle there was like 32 5-stars. Clemson, 2021 class, 5 5-stars. 2020, number 3 ranking, 5 5-stars. 2019, number 10 ranking, only 1 5-star. And back in 2018, the number 7 class with 5 5-stars. So Georgia's clearly out-recruited Clemson as far as the rankings go. As far as the number of star players with the 5-stars, they're pretty much even. So you could say that Clemson's developed the talent better. I mean, they just have. I mean, they've made the playoffs every one of those years. Oh, but Carolina jackpot, it's because they don't play anybody. That's why. Give me something better than that. Oh, well, Carolina jackpot, they can turn it on at the end of the year because they're not injured, because they don't play an SEC schedule. They don't get beat up like we do. Injuries happen everywhere. Their best receiver didn't play last year. So this game right here is going to come down. I mean, it's going to be a really good game. I feel like it's going to be kind of strength on strength. Georgia, I think, will have a really good offense with JT Daniels slinging the ball around a little bit. George Pickens, he got hurt, though, didn't he? I don't know if he's going to be able to play or not, but, I mean, they've recruited well. They've recruited well at the receiver position. So they should be okay there. The running game at Georgia, always solid, as my Gamecocks from last year will attest. I mean, I think they ran for like 450 yards against us. They may still be running the ball down Williams-Brice Stadium. I'm not really sure. It was horrible. But that notwithstanding, other than that, they've kind of fell short running the ball. As it were, in relation to the talent that they have. That's Zamir White. He was number 5. He was a 5-star I'm getting tongue-tied here. I've been working third shift. I apologize. In the 2018 class, he hadn't really done a lot. Now, he's been injured a good bit. He's had a lot of injuries to work through, so I think we're yet to see the flashes of brilliance from him that we saw in high school. You know, I'd like to see it. Clemson this year is supposed to have a really good defense. We'll see. Headlined up front by Justin Foster, who I was out last year, opted out, the COVID, or he was sick, something would deal with him. He's coming back. Xavier Thomas, former high recruit from a few years ago. Yeah, we'll see if he's a senior. We'll see if this guy has any meat left on his potato. He's been a giant miss so far. KJ Henry, young guy, really starting to come into his own there, and Brian Breezy, a guy who I call the next best thing. You know, Brock Lesnar was the next best thing in WWE. Brian Breezy, for some reason, reminds me of him, just a big old, white guy with a huge, looks like kind of a menacing presence. So we'll see. The next best thing in college football if he continues to wow people like he did in his freshman season. Secondary returns pretty much intact, and they gave up a shit ton of yards in that last game last year, though, didn't they? But so we'll see about that one and how they do. But you can't say that both these teams aren't loaded with talent. So despite the losses, on both sides of the ball, I think they'll be fine. Clemson comes in at the quarterback position. DJ Ukulele, the Ukulele 1-1. In starts in his college career. Went to Notre Dame, put up like 500 yards on him almost last year. What can you say? Should have won that game. Should have been 2-0. He led him to a win against Boston College also. Really, big kid, got a big arm. I hear people saying he could be the number one draft pick right now. And all this shit, but we'll see. Even though I am solidly going to be behind them that day, it's still hard for me to give them credit and at times, and the homerism really comes in a lot. It comes into play a good bit when I'm talking about Clemson. I can't refrain myself from throwing jabs at them when I can. So we'll see. We'll see what pans out with that man. But if he's as good this year as the flashes that we saw last year in the limited window that we saw him in, I mean, a lot of teams are going to be in trouble. Justin Ross is number one receiver. Like I said, he'll be back this year. How healthy he's going to be, I don't know. I really don't. But there were some rumors about him transferring out or something last week, and I don't really know why he would do that. At this point, he's been there for a couple of years, had one injured season, and the guys that they're bringing in right now that are in there at receiver, Amari Rogers has gone to the NFL, Cornell Powell gone to the NFL. They got a bunch of younger guys in there. This Ladson and Yagata, these guys are kind of disappointing last year. So Justin Ross will definitely be the featured wide receiver in that wide receiver room. So Taters versus leg humpers. I'm solidly behind the Taters. I think the Taters are going to win this game. By double digits. Will they win it by double digits? I don't know. I don't know if they're going to win it by double digits. I think they do win. I think it'll be a close, competitive game. But for some reason, I have a sneaky suspicion it'll be kind of like the 2014 game where they played down at Georgia, and both teams kind of went back and forth in the first half, and then in the second half, Georgia just kind of blew it open. I could kind of see that thing happening in an opposite fashion here with the Taters blowing it open in the second half. I think that they're just a better team, and they're just better prepared for this kind of game. And they've shown us over the past 6-7 years that they are built for this kind of game. They really are. So it'll be an interesting matchup. I hate to say it, but go down Tigers for that game. And that's about all I got to say about that guy. But The main thing is the governor has lifted the restrictions in North Carolina on outdoor events, so you can go. I'm assuming you can go. You can go maskless. You can do, you've been vaccinated. You can pretty much do whatever you want to do. I'm glad to see that America is finally starting to come back in some way, shape, and form. And college football is definitely a good platform for it to come back on. I'll see y'all later, guys. Appreciate it. Peace, and I'm out. If you're not subscribed, subscribe already. Subscribe. If you're not, oh my God, I can't get my words out. If you're not already subscribed to this channel, subscribe to this channel. Hit the thumbs up button for me. I really would appreciate it. Make sure that you tune in here live on Wednesday nights and Sunday nights at 9:30 for the live recording of the Rob and Kale Show. It's a little podcast that me and my Clemson buddy do. That you can find on Apple, wherever you listen to your podcasts at. It's an entertaining little bit that we do. So you should go check it out and watch our live show. We take phone calls. We do all kinds of stuff and banter back and forth. I'll see you guys later. Peace. I'm out. Go Cox. Woo!